Hello, welcome back to MFWoodShop. Today I thought I'd do a shop tour, kind of in the year, if you will. First and foremost, I'd like to thank all my subscribers and all my viewers. Without this, I wouldn't do this. I love all you guys, and you guys give me so much inspiration and motivation to even come out here and do this at all. So for that, I truly, truly appreciate it. So what I think I'm going to do is just start from the garage door and work my way around this way, and then just show you kind of what I've done this year and also where the state of the shop is at this point. Let's get started. So starting with my lathe wall, this hasn't changed over the last, I don't know, 4 years, I guess. I've added some stuff on the pegboard. The lathe has stayed pretty much right there, and the only thing that's really changed is the lighting. I added a little bit more lighting up here, A, so I can see my work, and B, so I can film as well. So right now I just got a chunk of hickory up here. I was getting ready to make a mallet, and then a buddy of mine borrowed my chuck and hasn't returned that yet. So you know who you are. So yeah, as soon as he brings that back, I'll turn me a mallet. I like making mallets, they're fun. And I give them away sometimes, so that's why I do it. Really, other than this corner, the only thing I don't like about it is it's hard to film. I have to put a camera up here at the top, or I do have this dedicated camera over here on this wall, and that helps. But it's hard to get the camera into this little nook of the shop. This wall is just a divider wall that separates the laundry area to the shop, and it has 3/4 inch plywood on this side, so I can screw whatever I want to this. Right now it's just my clamps, and I don't see any reason to change this right now, but I can definitely see changing it in the future. If I add some more clamps or different style clamps. That's the one drawback to this style clamp rack. You're kind of limited. So this area is directly behind the clamp rack or the divider wall. This is the laundry area, just a washer and dryer and a cabinet over there. The AF stands for Andrea Fulton, which is my wife. So I kind of designated that area hers, and that's pretty much the state of it right now, and pretty much always. You know, the Tide Pod things on the top and the laundry baskets at the bottom, and a few shirts hung up on the hanger right there. And that's pretty much how it stays. So this little section right here, the laundry area is right here to my right, and this door goes right into my house, into my kitchen. Right on this wall starts a utility closet, I guess you can call it. It has my furnace and my water heater, electrical panel, that stuff into this closet. I utilize this wall here for brooms and dustpans, and then a long time ago I made my logo up here on this sign, and that's my old logo. So when I first started, that's what it was going to look like, and then I changed it. So on this, in this utility closet, it's been kind of my shove everything into closet instead of a utility closet. Furnace, water heater, water softener, electrical panels on the back, and then my camping gear's been here. My camping chair's been in here. So most of the stuff that I don't use all the time goes in here. I really need to clean this out and get it back to organized chaos instead of just chaos. Okay, so this brings us to the back of the wall, or back of the shop. My miter station wall / storage wall. That is really what this is, more than a miter station. Is drawer storage. 28-inch full extension drawers, some big ones, some tall ones, some deep ones, some short ones, narrow ones, whatever you want to call it. I got 8 drawers on this side, 8 drawers on this side, 1 drawer here in the middle, and then the bottom, just a couple cabinet doors. Gives me a lot of storage room in this, just the base cabinet alone. And then the center section, obviously I put the miter saw in the middle, and then I got a disc sander that slides out. I got the rigid sander that slides out, the spindle sander and drum sander that slides out. And I also got one of these 1-inch belt on a slide out tray. Up here in the corner, it's kind of I don't know if you call it entertainment or not. There's a monitor up here with a computer in this bay, and I usually use that for SketchUp or hangouts if I'm out here in the shop and want to just mess around on a hangout. Up here, a charging station for all my cordless tools. Also in the back is a charging station for my batteries for my camera. Just another drawer area, just some junk in there. And at the top is pretty much lumber storage. That's what I used it for. Originally, I was going to have cabinet doors up there, and I realized I wouldn't have any room for lumber, so I used the top of that for lumber. And I built this last year, so it's a little over a year old, and I wish I'd done it earlier. Yeah, I really, really like this setup. So over in the corner, right next to the miter station wall, I have my dust collector, and the pipes kind of run through the shop, so I don't have to trip over too many of them. Only really have to trip over one and change a couple blast gates from time to time when I'm switching tools. So that lives right there in the corner. I bought that set up from Guy Dunlap at Guy's Workshop, and it's a pretty powerful unit. It's a Powermatic. I don't know the model number, but it does use 5-inch piping, and got a super dust deputy on there as well, and it works out really well. So coming right off the corner of that where the dust collector is what I built this year or this summer, the workbench area. Again, a lot of drawer storage. Some of them are big, some of them are tall, some of them are deep, wide. So I got a big variety of tool storage or drawer storage, and it's working out really well. I'm just now getting to the point where I know where I put everything, and I don't have to search for anything anymore. I just go right to it. It's there, and it's becoming one of my favorite additions to the shop. Probably one of the most favorite additions to the shop is this tall locker cabinet that I put at the end of this. Has a few slide out drawers. I got glues and paints and spray cans and miscellaneous hardware. I really use this area quite a bit, and I'm really glad I put this locker cabinet in here. So up on the side of the locker cabinet, I put a couple little tool holders, one for like a mallet, one for my branding iron. I got a miter gauge up there for my table saw. I also enclosed the air conditioner. Instead of pulling it in and out every year, I just insulated this pretty well. And there is a draft, but it's very, very slight. So I insulated this and enclosed that and made it like a permanent fixture instead of pulling it in and out of the window every year. And I locked the window so you can't easily get in or break in easily. So it's pretty well secured, and it's pretty much permanent unless I unscrew a bunch of stuff and take care of that. So over here above the tool bench, I got a tool cabinet. I wasn't real sure what to do with this area when I was building the tool workbench. And I had pegboard up there for years, a full sheet of pegboard, pretty much from the window all the way over to the wall. And it worked out really well. And in some ways I kind of miss it because the pegboard was a hell of a lot easier. And it looked like chaos up there with the pegboard, but really the tools that I had up there I was using all the time. Now I've got this tool cabinet up here, and I kind of put stuff in here that I don't go to all the time, and I'm not sure if that's the right way to do that or not. This stuff on the front of the pegboard I do go to all the time. This stuff I kind of rarely go to, and I just added a few hand saws up there because you just need a handsaw every now and then. On this other side, I got my cordless grinder up there and accessories. Use my Forstner bits quite a bit, and those corner clamps I use every now and then. But really, for the most part, what's on the inside, it all really should be in drawers, I think. At least for me in my shop. So I'm still thinking about this and how I'm going to redo that, or if I'm going to redo it or just live with it, I don't know. I like the way it looks, but it could be more functional. Up top you can see the 5-inch dust collector. Yes, I know there's a right angle elbow up there, but that's the only way I could get it done. So shut up. That was the only way it's going to happen. So I did a drop right down there. That goes to my drill press, and then it wides off into the table saw area, which I'll show you here. So in this final corner of the shop, this is going all the way back to the garage door, and I have nothing up against the garage door. So it's a path all the way around the table saw island. Drill press cabinet, or the drill press, and then I got a French cleat board up here, and I have some tools up there that I rarely ever use. Big sledgehammer, big paddle bit to mix some concrete or whatever. And then the drill press I use quite a bit, and the drill press cabinet underneath I use quite a bit as well. Has all the drill bits and specialty drill bits and stuff like that all in there. So that works out really well. All right, so right here in the center shop is basically the heart of the shop. The table saw, it is just a Delta contractor saw. I have the J-Bates lift in the wing of the table saw, and that works out extremely well. I got a nice attached outfeed table, which I'm thinking about redesigning and making that smaller. Maybe even a flip up. I haven't decided yet. But I'm thinking about getting rid of the big outfeed table. The reason the outfeed table was so big is I could run a sheet of plywood all the way through here, and it would actually stay on the table through the entire cut and not tip off, which was nice, but I realized I don't do that enough to justify it. So that might end up going away. On the right side of the table saw in the back, I have my Grizzly drum sander and my DeWalt planer. It's all on one cart, and when I want to use that, I just wheel it to where the camera is right now and hook it up to the dust collector, use it, and I wheel it back. Same thing with the bandsaw. Is a 16-inch jet bandsaw. So that's my 16-inch jet bandsaw. It pretty much lives right there, and for the most part, any cutting that I need to do with the bandsaw, it is done right there. Very rarely I have to move that to do something on the table saw, or very rarely I have to move that to even cut something on that if something's in my way or something. If I'm doing a lot, I will actually roll that over to the bandsaw or the dust collector and hook it up to the dust collector. Otherwise, I just pretty much let it roll because I don't have a pipe that goes over there yet. It's on my to-do list, I just haven't done it. So one of the next biggest thing that I've upgraded in the shop is the lights. I got 3 4-foot T8 light bulbs or light fixtures here. I have another 3 on this side of the shop. Also, I have another one above the lathe area. Just those lights is enough, but I also had those 3 lights right there before this, and I went ahead and just attached those to the conduit that I used for the electrical, and went ahead and shined that down on the miter station wall. Including with those, I got a few lights in the middle, light sockets here, light socket here. I got one in the laundry area, and there's 2 more light sockets in the back of the shop. And I also got one in the utility closet that I can plug in. It's not hardwired. Just whenever I need a light in there, you can maybe see it right there. Whenever I need a light in there, I just plug it in. So one thing I wanted to show you about the drawers, and my original plan was to use Kaizen foam everywhere. And I did use it in a lot of areas. This is a perfect example for Kaizen foam, in my opinion. This drawer is extremely organized, and it's perfect for this stuff. This stuff I don't use every day. This stuff is kind of specialized, like a pop rivet gun, coax cable cutters, ferrule crimpers, stuff like that. Stuff that I just don't use, me personally don't use every day. And then I got these little Pringles snack packs, and it has all the different attachments, like a network cable, conduit, or cable, TV cable, whatever that's called, coaxial. I got different ferrules, different sizes and collars, stuff like that, rivets. This is, in my opinion, the perfect example for Kaizen foam. Now I'm going to show you a different example. This is not a perfect example of Kaizen foam. Yes, when everything's in there and everything is in place, it looks great, it's functional. But let's face it, I use this stuff almost every time I'm out here, and it don't need a permanent cutout section for this stuff. So just in my opinion, drawer storage is kind of a ever-changing battle. I guess that's the way to say it. It's always going to change. You're always going to make up your mind on something different, a better way to do something. And if you lock yourself into Kaizen foam with tools that you use all the time, you're just wasting money on Kaizen foam. I do love the product, and I think it has a perfect use for certain things. For example, that big drawer that I showed you with all the connectors that I don't use all the time. It's perfectly organized. It's there when I need it, and that is the perfect use for it. Enough about that. All right, so that was the end of the year 2018 shop tour. My shop is kind of a mess right now. It's not as bad as some others, but it's definitely a little messier than I like to keep it. But that is my current state of the shop, and that is kind of what I've been doing for the last few years, really, getting this shop set up so I can do other projects around the house or for clients or whatever I need to do. So that's kind of the whole motivation behind all that. So hopefully in 2019 I can bring some different type of projects other than shop projects, and I hope you enjoy those as well. Again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the lovely comments and concerns and questions and feedback. I truly appreciate that. And that helps me out as well. It keeps me motivated to come out here and do this for you and for myself. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you later.